Monkey Man comes to you from producer Jordan Peele, debuting director Dev Patel, who also stars in this piece of badassery. And Patel plays a young man who ekes out a meager living in an underground fight club where night after night, under the guise of a gorilla mask, he's beaten to a bloody pulp by more popular fighters for money. After years of suppressed rage, he discovers a way to infiltrate the enclave of the city's sinister elite. And as his childhood trauma boils over, his mysteriously scarred hands unleash an explosive campaign of revenge, all to settle the score with the more fortunate elite who took everything from him. Now, I think it goes without saying that over the years, Dev Patel has proven himself to be a very capable actor. I remember the first time I saw him was in Slumdog Millionaire, and I was just so blown away by that freaking performance. And I don't want to definitively say that this guy has been out of the limelight since that point, because he's been working. He's been bulking up his resume since that came out. But I found it really interesting that he directed this piece, and I was really interested to see what he did behind the camera, because I knew he's talented in front of the camera, and the trailers have made him look like he was going to be a pure badass, which he is. But I feel like anybody who goes to watch Monkey Man is going to be just as impressed with his directorial finesse as I was. Like, if you can call an action movie beautiful, this is it. Patel has such a sure hand behind the camera. Yes, there's going to be a lot of shaky cam with his style. I've noticed that he loves to get up close and personal with the fight choreography, which is not a bad thing whatsoever. Because I really feel like that style of filmmaking makes you more immersed in what's actually going on. And man, it just makes you feel the pain deep down in your bones. Like, this action is fucking brutal, guys. I don't think you've seen an action movie not named John Wick have this high of a death tally and as many pints of blood spilled everywhere. Holy cannoli, guys. Monkey Man is absolutely rated R. It is absolutely gruesome. And it was terrific. But it's not just his style of directing the action. There are so many innovative and unique spots of shot composition. I just wanted to ooh and ah at the screen at Dev Patel's direction. Dev Patel, you are a freaking treasure. Please make more movies. Please direct more movies. Because this was freaking awesome. And I love the scenes where he actually dons the monkey mask and he gets into this fight club. And then he tilts his head and you don't exactly know what this guy is thinking just because of the expressionless nature of wearing a mask. Because even though when you see him in his very dapper clothes and he's very stone cold, I hope this doesn't come out the wrong way, but he almost felt more intimidating and threatening when the mask was on. And this is just a really cool character with a very deep backstory and a very gut-wrenching and emotional backstory. And you understand why he wants to get revenge on the people who did him wrong. And those are honestly the best kinds of action movies that are centered around retribution. Because this third act may be one of the most satisfying third acts once 2024 is all said and done. It was just white-knuckled, edge-of-your-seat, exciting and gratifying, and the whole resolution. Like, I wanted to stand up and cheer. Now, I will admit that even though Monkey Man is excellent, I actually found the first act extremely slow-paced, and, like, that's not a bad thing in the grand scheme of things. But in this case, I was kind of sitting there, and I was kind of worried for a minute. I was kind of worried that this movie was going to have like 3 different identities and it was never going to find it. Thankfully it did, and it centered itself into being a revenge-filled action thriller, which is a freaking awesome central theme. But I think it took a little longer for my liking for Monkey Man to find its footing. Which, don't get me wrong, once it does find its footing, it is just a huge adrenaline rush that you will be clamoring for as an action movie fan. And yes, let's talk about it. I know a lot of people have looked at these trailers and how Dev Patel is dressed in these very nice crisp suits. And even just in his grooming and the icy glare in his eyes. And his overall gait and his posture and his fighting style. Yeah, he kind of looks a little bit like Keanu Reeves, doesn't he? And listen, I wouldn't have a problem with this if the movie did not address the John Wick comparisons at all. But John Wick is actually a movie within this universe. This is a bit of a mild spoiler, but there's a character that gives our lead a gun and he says, hey, this was used on the set of John Wick, so you know this is legit. And I'm like, really? Did you really need to do that, movie? He already looks like John Wick. He already kind of sounds like John Wick. He fights like John Wick. I don't know. I just found that little reminder unnecessary. But aside from that and a fairly uneven first act, Monkey Man is a humongous surprise. I absolutely adored this movie. As an action movie fan, this made me incredibly happy. I really hope that Dev Patel continues to develop his resume as a director. Obviously, I'd love to see more out of him as an actor because that man's a treasure. But directorial-wise, you very much impressed me, sir. I'm going to give Monkey Man an A-. And that is a very solid recommended A-. As in, go check this movie out this weekend. Let me know what you thought of Monkey Man down in the comments. Let me know what your favorite action movie is of all time. Who, in your opinion, is the quintessential action movie star? I love discussing all things in movies and entertainment, not just action movies. I do it all. I discuss all the new things in the cinematic world. I discuss television. I discuss pro wrestling sometimes. And if you want to discuss all these new and fun topics, this is a great channel and a community to become a part of. So do consider subscribing today and tap on that thumbs up on your way out if you enjoyed what you saw. And stay tuned for more videos very soon throughout a jam-packed month of April. It's going to be a very fun time, and you guys don't want to miss the ride. So with all that being said, Back Talk, commence.